Ladies and gentlemen, once again, it is time for the rounds. We bring you the freshest and tastiest in all the brews, each and every episode, whether I could actually say the motto or not. So today we got something really special for you guys. We're going to swing up to Boston, Mass, and hit up some of my favorite people. We're going to hit up the folks at Harpoon. And for those of you who have never been there, I cannot highly recommend that you go see the guys at the Harpoon Brewery enough. They have such a fantastic sense of hospitality, and they welcome you with open arms. I've seen some, and I'm not going to name who, I've seen some brewery tours where basically you're treated like a schmuck, like, oh look, it's, it's random Joe Schmo, like you could have no idea about beer kind of mentality, and I have issues with that, especially when you purport to be part of the craft beer community. On the other hand, the guys at Harpoon welcome you in. They do a quick job of sizing you up and seeing where you're at in terms of your beer knowledge, and they work with you. They welcome you in. They're not afraid to teach you stuff. They don't come off as gaudy or condescending in any form or fashion. They're badasses. That's just kind of how it goes. Today, we have got a fantastic addition to the Brewed There, Drank That family. This is Docesna. Now, I'm going to put that up there because I said it. It's not spelled that way. That's kind of how it goes. This is session number 38 from their limited edition release series called the Harpoon 100 Barrel Series. So we're not even halfway home yet, and I'm excited about all the different things that have yet to be tasted from this series. Docesna is a very special festival, party, celebration, and it happens yearly for the past 200-300 years or so outside of Prague, near a town called Zatec. And it is a festival, party, whatnot, entirely devoted to hops. Just hops. We'll celebrate the malt later, we'll celebrate the yeast later, we're not going to worry about the water, the hops. And that, as just the idea for a beer, excites the crap out of me. This puppy comes in at 6.1% alcohol by volume and comes in at 35 IBUs. Now, I'm not entirely sure what to expect other than the fact that it's an ale, but based on the fact that it's called Docesna, I would imagine, I'm hoping it might be a little bit like a fresh hop ale. This beer was originally released in August, and, things being what they are with the 3-tier system in America, sometimes it takes a while for beer to reach me. So, that being said, I am sure that this beer is still at the peak of its flavor. Gorgeous hue to it, nice red, looks like a well-structured head to it. It does smell like a fresh hop ale. I can already smell kind of a green, and that's really the only way I can think to describe it. For those of you who have heard me talk about fresh hop ales before, I almost come to an impasse with a way to describe it, except for the fact that it's not quite as resinous, it's not quite as sharp, it's not quite as bitter as it would normally be. It's got a greener flavor to it, a fresher flavor to it. I don't think it's out of the realm to say it's got a more vegetable matter-esque quality to it, but for those who aren't beer nerds, you say something like that, and they're going to look at you funny. Not that people don't do it anyway, but what are you going to do? Like I said, gorgeous hue to it, orange-red, right in the middle there. Nice head to it. It does seem to break down a little bit, but I get the feeling it's not going to completely disappear. Absolutely delicious bouquet. And it's got a bit of that Czech aspect to it, too. It's got kind of a sudsy... It's the freshest, best Pilsners that you get have... And this is another weird terminology thing, but it's almost soapy. At the very, very end of the bouquet, you get that little bit of hop, that hop characteristic, and I call it sudsy, so as to not have to call it soapy, because you say soapy and people look at you funny. But what are you going to do? But it does. It's got that, it's almost that Saz hop kind of sudsy